This is the EFR podcast. Sammy BE, James Lyman, Jon Don on the boards. And this is episode 24. Let's go. This is springtime in New York City, headquarters. And, we are episode 24. Hope everybody enjoying themselves, loving themselves. Peace and love over here. A lot to talk about. We have special guests coming on the show. And we have a big special guest on tonight's show, episode 24 of the EFR podcast, Economic and Finance Report. I like to get a soul clap one time for my guest, as you know him, the millennial DJ of the century. Okay, maybe not of the century, but definitely a millennial DJ who's doing his thing in the EDM, techno world, dance world. My man, DJ ReKap. Can I get a one time? Soul clap. ReKap, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for coming on the EFR podcast.
You're welcome.
And coming on, we have Jon Don on the boards and co-host James Lyman. And how's everything with you, brother? How's everything?
Everything's going great, man. I got graduation coming up there May 19th. I'm graduating with associates in criminal justice. Looking forward to that.
Congrats. Can I get a one time? Can I get shots? No shots. No shots. No real shots, but congratulations shots. That's cool, man. Congrats on that, man. Education is definitely important. It's like the 1980s cheesy commercials when this is your brain on drugs. So don't have it like a scrambled egg. Have it like a rounded egg. Okay, maybe not, but you know what I'm getting at. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
ReKap, man. Where are you from, man? Because you're definitely a shining star. Let the people know where you're from.
I'm from originally in northern New Hampshire. I grew up right at a tip right near the Canadian border. And then I moved down south to New Hampshire city area in 2006. So been here ever since.
Okay, so you're New Hampshire. You're New Hampshire now. So you're raised in New Hampshire.
Yes, I was. Yep, born and raised.
Berlin, New Hampshire, correct?
That's where I was born. Yep.
Okay,
that
cool.
Lived up way more than that, like an hour away northern from Berlin. And then
okay.
Yeah.
So let's go into your discography a little bit. Let's go into the origins of where you're from. Like what made you become this, like, I guess aspiring? I wouldn't even say aspiring, because you're definitely someone who's creating trends and doing big things in the techno EDM world. Like I told you a few weeks ago, and I keep telling you, I'm like, yo, you could be the next, rest in peace to this person, a VC. Like, I see you kind of like doing your DJ sets. You're on Instagram Live, the Twitters. You're on Live.me doing different sessions. Like, how did this transgress into what you're doing now?
I'll start it out with the app called YouNow years ago, back in 2012. And I just kind of saw it as like, hey, I could be like a next big star. And then like Live.me kind of rolled out, and I tried that, and I just kept doing my thing, and showing people my talents. I guess everybody liked it, so I kept sticking with it. Got me a lot of motivated, I was getting a lot of fans and stuff, and kind of went up, grew my fan base. And then what I did was I wanted to move to another app, so then I moved it to Twitter. Try to move my fans to Twitter, and then I moved them on to Instagram, and I just recently made a Facebook page. I'm trying to get all my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter verified at the moment. So,
okay, all right. So this is really our show is really millennial based. It talks about millennial generation. How big do you think the impact of the internet and social media is to our generation, and probably the generation after, which is like Generation Z? Because like you said, you focus pretty much everything on social media or online. How big is that impact?
It's impacted a lot. It just makes it a lot kind of easier to get more connections. Like just a few days ago, I had like some DJ that with like 128,000 followers. He's DJ. I don't know if you know him. I don't know, some weird hard to pronounce name. But I asked about him. I said, hey, he was verified as well. And I said, so who are you? He's like, well, I was big a few years back. I was huge, and then I kind of like, I'm dying out a little bit, but I asked him, well, did you ever do anything with other like producers and stuff? He's like, I actually worked with Skrillex. I actually collabed with him. I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Everybody who doesn't know, Skrillex is a big DJ, also producer. You know what he's done a lot of work with a lot of people in the industry. So what was he saying about Skrillex?
He liked him. He liked his work ethic and just his motivation. And, you know, he really inspires others, you know, do what he does. He does a great job at it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your production work. I've seen that a lot of people kind of noticed you. I seen one of your Instagram, I don't know if it was an Instagram story or like one of your Instagram pictures, you had done some production or some mix down for Too Short, legendary Too Short from the Bay Area in Cali. And, you know, I seen something else with DJ King Assassin, you know, also. So I see that, you know, a lot of your productional work is like crossing over different genres and people like really digging what you're doing. You know, you want to speak about those two collabs and what you're doing on the production side?
Yeah, so DJ King Assassin is the first person that actually like noticed my instrumentals way back. I was a junior. I mean, that was when I had a tweet. It was on Twitter, and he just, you know, told me, keep doing a great job. You know, that really gave inspiration and motivation to keep going and never give up. So notice that, you know, that like this guy was for Tupac, Akon, Ice-T, just freaking crazy good artists, and it was a blessed moment. Too Short, he was 100%. He was on live.me one day. I just went on his live stream, and I saw him talking to everybody, and then everybody in the comments was just saying, "Hey, let ReKap come in and mix for you." So I went in and I mixed one of his like classic albums for him right there on the spot, and he was loving it. He liked my techniques, you know, and he was digging it.
Got you. So like DJ King Assassin, he's like worked with, you said, Akon and a couple other artists. So you actually mixed Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac, yeah. You know what I mean? Of course, you know what I mean? You know King Assassin, he's done work for Tupac on the production side, the mix down side. And, you know, so he pretty much liked what you were doing on Live.me, which is a big platform for like people to really get their stuff out. And I see that you utilize, that's like your primary platform. I think you use Instagram and Twitter, you also stated.
Yeah.
But, you know, so he saw you and he just saw you were doing what your thing, and then you just kind of mixed down his joint. So how did the collab with Too Short come about?
Just kept in touch, man. You know, it was all from that, you know, that if it wasn't for that broadcast, his broadcast being on it, he would have not known about me. And, you know, also, you know, my fans going in there and telling him, hey, give him a shot, you know. There was just flooding comments with people trying to, like, you say, hey, listen to my SoundCloud, Too Short, sign me, and stuff like that. It's like, oh, geez. And then just have my fans go in there and just tell them, hey, listen to this guy. You need to hear a mix and stuff like that. And it all just went from there. And then I contacted him on Twitter and stuff. So, yeah. He's very busy, though. It takes a while to respond, but.
Right. I mean, it seems like, again, this all goes back into social media, James. You know, you see that ReKap is using social media like Twitters and the Instagrams to like get in contact with all these like legendary people, you know, and that's, you know, like I've told James before, and I've told other people on our podcast, it seems that social media is, it's not even it seems, it is, you know, it's a direct to consumer, direct to personnel, direct to individuals without the middleman, without the middle hassle, you know, and you know, even just getting in contact with you, like I said, like I got in contact with you through Instagram Live. And, you know, as I was telling others, that Instagram Live, that contact for me to get at you, ReKap, to even, you know, be on a podcast was, you know, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's just going to get better. I think that whole going through management and agents and stuff like that, that might, you know, people are still using it, but it might, you know, be diminishing at a faster rate than people think. I mean, what do you think?
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
James, you want to come in? Any questions?
Oh, maybe just a comment. It's really fascinating. Listen to all this because the music business has changed so much from when I was young, and it's become so much the individual. You don't have the big corporations that you have to battle or kowtow to be able to be a success. I think that's really neat. That one real advantage of the technologies that have come out in the last 10 or 15 years.
I agree. It's insane.
One thing I also want. Go ahead, James.
Well, I was also going to say that it used to be music, like so many other business enterprises, was fairly high capitalization. You had to have a lot of money to bring in to start making money with. And I think the technologies that you're using has really wiped that away. Somebody can start out with just a few $100s, a few $1,000s worth of capital and start building it into a successful business if they have the talent.
Yeah, and I can't even believe how fast it's evolving. It's making it easier to people to just come out and show what they have, and for to come out and hear us. That's great. That's really great news, and it just motivates us a lot. Some people get hope after, and just having them hear us out, really helps us get motivated to just chase our dreams more.
Yeah. I was telling ReKap earlier that I saw him. I said he finally made it, and I'm sure he's gonna laugh at this because I know he thinks he still has a long way to go. But I was like, you made it. If you made it, I seen you when I Googled your name. You're on the famous birthdays. And when you make it to the celebrity famous birthdays and you have a little snippet or a little paragraph about yourself, I said you finally made it because I said you're up there with the Kardashians and famous people and, the Calvin Harris's and, David Guetta's and, all these other EDM and techno producers and DJs, So I told him, when I seen it, I said, damn, I'm like, yo, you made it, bro. He was, he was like, nah, not even close. The type of, this is just the type of work ethic that he has. He knows that he has a lot more stuff to go. But I mean, being on the famous birthdays is definitely something big because, you're not just, you just don't get on that list just by getting on. You really have to really be out there, and he is. Which brings me to my next question. You've been able to accumulate such a huge following on live.me, on Instagram, on Twitter. I mean, your followers are in the hundreds of thousands,
right?
Hundreds of thousands, and where do you think those platforms or those channels have brought you to? Like, where do you see? Are you using those channels to progress into other avenues, or what have you used social media and online for pretty much to get to where what are you trying to do in the future with those platforms? I mean, because you've accumulated those are your fans, those are your followers. Like,
honestly, man, I really want to start some merchandise. I'm thinking about starting some merchandise. I have some fans that really want to, like a t-shirt with my name on it or something like that, or hats. And I think I want to take the fans and give them something that they can remember me for the rest of their life. Put wardrobe or whatever, and just a souvenir. So I really think that's probably my next step. It's just when to do it. Not exactly sure. Got a busy schedule right now, so when I have some free time, I can go on and have a few fans, help design some shirts or like like hats or whatever. Start out simple, see how much sales we get, and then work my way up.
Are you touring, and are you like, what scene are you primarily in? Are you primarily more into the EDM or techno scene, or just you don't really label it? It's just dance music, or what do you exactly?
I'm trying to get
trend are you?
Like open format, more likely like the rap, hip hop, R&B, classic hip hop, trap, everything. But I'm not really a big fan of mixing like rock or country. I just want music that's going to turn people up on the dance floor. That's really it.
Gotcha. Yeah, no labels, man. I think that's kind of right. I think our generation too has kind of been progressive in that, and kind of saying like, listen, there's no labels to what I do because I can't be put in a box. you know, and not in an Instagram box at least, or a Twitter box. You know, you can't. You know, people kind of like just to be free flowing. You know what I mean? And that I think when you think of millennials and Generation Z, you see a lot of trends coming in and lots certain portrayals, obviously. All right. I mean, where do you see dance music going? And with the label that you said it was all format. You know, I kind of put you more into the EDM techno, but again, I probably should take that out because, you know, I don't want to box you in with those labels. But what do you see? Let's use all format. You know, what you labeled. Where do you see that going in the next, 5-10 years? You know?
I see it getting better, man. I mean, I'm looking at like Marshmello and like, Slushy, like those are, a few of my idols, and, seeing them at the like Coachella and stuff like that, and, starting the raves, those like, that's a dream to me as well. I really would like to be behind the booth doing that someday. Like that's another thing I'm looking forward to in the futures, hopefully, as connections and stuff like that. And, just never know where it's going to take me. That's the beauty of it. You don't know, and you just keep motivated, and every day get better at it, and eventually you'll get to that point where, take it to the next level. That's what I'm trying to do.
That sounds great, man. Sounds like a plan. All right, I definitely appreciate you for everything that you've been doing with the music, on the production scene, with the DJing, and definitely thank you for coming out on our show. Let's get a one time for DJ ReKap.
Thank you.
Episode 24. Let's you want to give out your Twitter and your Instagram and live.me, whatever your handles are. Sure. You can let people know.
So on my live.me, you can add me on just type in DJ space ReKap, ReKap. I should be on the top of the list. I'll be verified as well. About 262,000 fans on there. And Instagram, you just type in either DJ ReKap or ReKap. Twitter, you just type in ReKap, PROD, no spaces. Live.me, just type in DJ ReKap. And you find me on Snapchat, same, like JACALAPAR. You can Snapchat me, it don't matter. Yeah, you can DM me on any of those. You can ask me any questions about DJing, music. I'll be more than glad to help you guys. Anyway.
We'll also put your handles, your social media handles, and the summaries of this episode so people can kind of check you out as well.
All right. Just love you.
And are you touring? You're touring this summer? What's going on? The spring, summer?
Man, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what we can do. Any opportunity I get, I will take it. I'm gonna try to also look for something in my field as well after graduating, criminal justice. So wherever it's taking me, man, wherever this life is taking me.
Well, when ReKap is also gonna be taking me on tour when he goes all over the globe, and I have somebody else to host the EFR podcast. No, we're not going to do that. You know what I mean? But he definitely put me on skits. If he's doing skits for albums, he said he promised me that he'll put me on some skits. You know what I mean? Because this guy is definitely going places. And we definitely thank ReKap for coming on. This is Sammy BE, Bizman Bass, along with James Lyman, and on the boards, Jon Don Sterling. This is the EFR podcast, episode 24. As I say, real recognized deals. Stay blessed and God bless.
You too.
See you later.